So they trying to stop my sound, man. They can't take my crown off. All right, we're gonna get into a few different things. I just needed to help bring my sound in, good sister. I don't think I can hear you though. Oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can barely.
All right, we back now. What up, family, man? Let's get to this conversation. Yeah, y'all can come over, check out. We on YouTube anyway. It looks better on YouTube, to be honest with y'all. So if y'all want to slide over to the YouTube, you ain't got to deal with these disruptions and interruptions and things of that nature. We back at it. So anyway, let's reset the room, man, and get everybody started again with this conversation, man. High level. You know what I'm talking about? Forbidden minds. We tapped in. Now listen. Um, so like I said, I started off, I was having this conversation, or I seen a comment right before I got on here, and a white guy was asking me, he said, listen, what if Tom Brady, right, had said that about DEF CON, right? And it's amazing in this world what one tweet can do. I think that's another amazing thing, right? That I think what we've seen over the last few years, we've seen some of the most powerful men get taken off these sites, right? Kanye West is the richest man in the culture, right? And then you have the most powerful black man in America, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, right? Then you had the president of the United States, Donald Trump. He was censored and deplatformed as well. So what we're seeing in today's age, you got to ask yourself, who has the power to censor? Who actually runs the world? Who actually controls and has the most power within the world? I don't actually have to state it, right? There's a paradigm that means that instead of telling people what something is, you allow them to come to conclusions by presenting evidences, right? And allowing people to come to their own conclusion about reality. There's a few questions that everybody must ask themselves. There's a lot of forbidden information that can never be thrown out there, right? And it's amazing today that we're seeing issues like Adidas dropping Kanye West, because Adidas itself is a German brand that has Nazi ties. Isn't that interesting? A German brand that has Nazi ties, and this is not a brand that's been canceled by right the power structure, but a couple of interviews and a tweet can take down a black billionaire, so-calledly, right? Because what is the idea of canceling people? What is the idea of severing ties with business partnerships in America? What does that mean, right? That's the question that we must ask ourselves first. What does it mean? How much does it mean? Anna Wintour, who has no particular influence in the culture, what does that mean when she says she's cutting ties with Ye? What does it mean when Ye makes Adidas hot and they cut ties with him while he was in a bad deal with a no compete clause, and they own all the current colorways, they own all the current styles, right? And they said that they're going to lose $200 million in revenue by leaving and losing Kanye West. What does that mean is the question first, because everybody who's losing Ye is actually losing money. It's not the other way around. First of all, right? Evaluations and things of that nature and how you leverage what means a billion, and that's a whole nother conversation. But first of all, what does it mean is the question, because a lot of these things that we're seeing in the media, we assume that they actually mean something. We assume that it has a large amount of value, right? But what does it actually mean? What does it mean when CAA, who is a talent agency, they had a touring contract with Kanye West, and he hasn't done touring since 2016, right? Cut him off. What does that mean if they wasn't making no money and doing no business? Like, let's say Apple decides to take all Kanye West streaming. What does it mean when Kanye West already put out his music independently in his last album? I want y'all to get to this point, because whether it's him and whether you agree with the remarks or not, it's the same thing as PayPal saying that they're going to charge people $2,500 and cut them off of their payment platform if you say things that they disagree with. What does it mean nowadays to be cut off? if you have your own? That's the question I want us to answer first and foremost, because this is the more important question. If the contract was bad in the first place, what does it mean to lose? If you're already going actively against everybody who's saying that they're cutting you off, it actually sounds first and foremost like Kanye cut them off first. I'm just saying, is that not what happened? Did Kanye not cut them off first? Did he not counsel them first? But he doesn't control that narrative, right? So he first said he didn't like Adidas. He said they was raping him in his deal. He said Gap was the devil. You understand me? He talked about all of these different people. He counseled them, if I'm not mistaken. And it took them a long time to figure out whether they wanted to sever ties, because he was bringing them so much value. Am I not mistaken? Am I not mistaken? I just want to first understand this psychologically. This ain't about whether you agree with anything first. It's about first understanding the psychological aspect of how we view things because of who controls the narrative. The narrative was never Kanye's counseling these people, but he has that power, don't he? To counsel somebody. If he adds a large percent of value and revenue and evaluation to one's business, and he counseled them, the only thing he didn't have the ability to was say, I want out this contract completely and have power over that, because he signed a bad contract, which is most likely why he was crying about not having information, and why he was mad the fact that he has all of these friends and all these walks of life and nobody was giving him the game. This is what we get mad at the most, when we know all these people and ain't nobody giving us the game. We like, wait the hell a minute. Why nobody told me and pre-warned me that I was getting myself into these slave contracts? And why is it I'm fighting these people by myself? And so, desperate measures. A lot of different things had to happen before this took place. And it really shows you, because I know a lot of black men that are dealing and suffering with mental issues because of the stress of being a black man in America. Literally, I know people who are a shell of themselves. They still got their intelligence and their faculties about them, but stress causes mental illness as well. Just stress itself. It can destroy neurons, right? And cause inflammation in the brain to where you can't even think straight. Now, I'm not saying the brother's crazy, but I am saying the brother is suffering from stress. He said lack of sleep. That can cause a person to definitely trip out. You may not be able to come back from that insomnia. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's no empathy at all. Dame Dash said the best thing. He said, if you love him, why would you put the camera in front of his face if you're thinking a person is going through something? But when you want to exploit somebody, then of course you will. And I'm not saying you got to have sympathy, whether you want to or not. You should always have empathy. And a lot of y'all are supposed to be Christians, so you're supposed to forgive anyway. I'm just saying, isn't that the Christian way? We know it's not the other people's way. They said we ain't doing no forgiveness over this side. But see, the one thing I admire about the Anti-Defamation League is they don't tolerate nothing. They don't tolerate nothing. They don't care if you tell the truth. They don't care if you tell a lie. They don't care if it was small, it was big, nothing. They don't. We don't have that. We don't have that. See, when we get mad at people and they commit anti-blackness, right? And if they commit anti-blackness, we don't have the power to say, hey, I'm going to make this call and get everybody to counsel you. We ain't got that. But they said that they set up a system purposely for situations like this to counteract any resistance. But I got questions for you all. I just want to ask a couple questions. And I'm not trying to force any information in your brains. I remember years ago. You know, there was a big thing about black people being mad at the Yemen society and Arabs. And we would say Arabs. We didn't point out and say which Arab we was talking about. We just said we talked to Arabs having all these liquor stores in our community. And that was fine to say. But Arabs don't have that kind of power to be counseling stuff because they not running shit like that. That's fine to say because it's evident that when you walk outside and a lot of these Arabs, they own liquor stores in black communities. So you say, man, these niggas got, this is terrible, the fact that they got these liquor stores. And they be like, well, we just trying to feed our family. And they literally got a Yemen society in Oakland where they all know each other and they all talk to each other. So you're not going to just say one person named, yo, I don't like Akbar, I don't like Muhammad over here. No, you're going to say, yo, these Arabs got all of these goddamn businesses. The Yemen society got all of these businesses that are liquor stores in our community, but they would never do that in theirs. Matter of fact, they consider it haram. It's crazy, right? But that's okay to call out. I remember when the black sisters was getting assaulted by Asian store owners in black communities. And when they go into the stores, they treat it like shit, right? And sometimes there's the Asian store owners as well in the liquor stores, right? Same thing. We call them out. Ain't no problem. Nobody consider that to be anti-Asian because we know we're not talking about every Asian on the planet Earth. We just talking about them specific people that treat people like that, and we're not going to name every different name of the person directly. We're going to talk about that because we want them to address it as a community, right? We want that responsibility to fall on that community of people. We're not condemning a whole race of people. We're just saying that you all have a responsibility because you find it culturally acceptable as a community and you benefit from it. So we say as a community, y'all got to accept responsibility. You can't, don't get mad at the person for how they call out the problem. Get mad at the problem for existing and the people who caused the problem. See, this is deflection when you start blaming the victim, right? Instead of the person that creates the victim in the circumstance, right? Different. The perpetrator is the one you have to focus on. But we now at this point in society, we blaming the victim for calling out the perpetrator and how they called out the perpetrator. We said, no, never mind that they committed a crime. Never mind that they did a wrong, but the way you called them out was wrong. Whoa, when did that become the narrative? How the hell is that a narrative? The way you call out somebody. No, so we can call out, there's literally issues right now about black and brown alliances in LA. And when people call that out, it ain't no issue. Every goddamn Hispanic, Mexican, Latinx person, no, we not talking about everybody. We not talking about all y'all. We love you. But we know we call out communities and we call out ethnic backgrounds when we're dealing with people, right, that we know you can help influence this to be better. So when we call out the black community, we call out the rap community, we call out the entertainment community, we call out multiple communities at once because we're talking to the people who have and enjoy a collective influence and control over this structure and industry. And everybody knows this. Every black person that I talk to, white person as well, Jewish person as well, Asian, Mexican, I talk to, everybody agrees behind the scenes, but in front of the scenes, they say, well, I got to tone switch a little bit, brother. I got to go with the narrative because I don't want to mess up my checks. I don't, that's the whole game though, right? You got it when your money is connected, you understand me? Then you can't disrespect it. Come on, man. We know how the game goes. Come on, man. I ain't saying nothing new. I'm just saying something true. Come on, man. So when you call out the industry and when I see an entertainer and they're complaining about, man, these contracts, these 360 deals, who pioneered the 360 deal? When I see NFL players calling out the NFL, the only question is, okay, well, who is the power of the NFL? That's the only question there is to ask. When we call out social media companies for being anti-black against black voices, right? And censoring us for not, and they not being culturally relevant and having inherent tech bias built into their algorithms. Well, who owns and controls that? Because we're not talking about black, brown people. We're not talking about Asian people. So now it got to get to a point where you have the ability to call out wrong and a conversation starts. See, there has to be an ability to have a conversation about right and wrong. I seen it was a Jewish guy. He was online. He was explaining, because he said, you know what? I hear what Kanye West is saying. He was playing the clips of the show. He said, I hear what Kanye West is saying. He said, I agree with it. He said, I agree. Kanye West is saying we're good with money. So this Jewish guy said, well, let me teach you all about how we good with money. He said, we're good at creating businesses. Let me teach y'all. He said, he's not lying. He's just, it's that faction doesn't embrace that. They consider everything to be an attack, right? But if you're not a part of the wrongdoers, then you shouldn't protect the people that's doing wrong. But the moment that you protect the people that's doing wrong, because you say that it may cause it may be a catalyst because of a historical event that has happened. No, that does not absolve you of your wrongdoing because of a historic event that has happened. That's like black people in America saying that, well, I can continue to rob, steal, and kill because we were slaves. I can do what I want to do because they put the crack epidemic on us. No, we say that this is part of the purpose and reasoning why, well, we're poor. So if I rob you, it's okay because, look, they created black codes back in the day. They wouldn't allow our family to own homes and get real estate, right? We had to fight. We had issues with civil rights. They used to spray hoses on us. They used to lynch us and they used to beat us. So you know how sensitive you should be about black people in America? If we're doing it based on historical events and context, then that means that there should be not a word that you say that dehumanizes us, because this is why they were able to justify their treatment against black people in America, because they said that we was 3/5 of a human being. So any statement you say that is closely related to any dehumanization, anything you say, you should be counseled for. Matter of fact, you should not even be allowed to be in a position of ownership over a black person because of what happened to us historically. We shouldn't even have bosses and managers of any other race if we're using the same exact context. Why? Because this is exactly what led to the issues in the past. Well, I'm just saying, if we taking your blueprint, I'm not saying nothing. No, I'm just saying if we're taking your blueprint, if we're following that same exact blueprint that justifies your truth, then that same truth has to be justified on this end. See, we got to be careful with our words today. I can't say certain things. You can't say what you want to say. No. The guy who pioneered 360 deals is also the same guy who running YouTube, Larry Cohen. When Dane Dash called him out, the whole world knew it was true. 360 deals, think about that. You giving niggas loans for their life. Saying that I want a piece of everything. How far back does this practice go is the question. Because when we were being sold, right? When we were being sold on the chopping block, look, somebody asked, are white people the problem? You can come to your own conclusion. I'm just here to present the evidence. That's all I'm here to do. I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm just presenting and let you come to your own conclusion, because you can't fight me when you're forced to come to a conclusion. All I'm doing is saying does 1 + 1 = 2. And if it equals that, that's your mathematical equation that come to that conclusion, not mine. That's all I'm here to do. See, I unlike Kanye West, I do know how to speak in a very mathematical way. You understand me? To where I can be extremely tactful if I want to, or I can be extremely blunt. But if you come to that conclusion, how you mad at me? If I ask you who owns and who controls and who did what, and you say, well, this person did it, so does that mean that they bad? Whoa. That's your deductive reasoning working, and you're mad at the conclusion that you came up with. And it's creating a feeling of guilt, and you're asking me to absolve the guilt, and you're trying to create a system of deflection from the conclusion that you came up with by talking about my biasness before presenting the evidence. See, man, I'm a thinker, man. You understand me? They don't want us to be thinking like this, to be able to communicate like this on the highest level. But see, I'm different. Yeah, it's supreme mathematics. Yes, sir, it is. So when we go look at the history, man. I seen Jerry Seinfeld's wife. She was leading a petition against Kanye West, and she was asking everybody to submit this petition against Adidas. Adidas, who has an historic, evidential ties to Nazism as a German brand, but she's asking them to cut ties with Kanye West for his tweets, which is just interesting. I'm just saying that. Now, Larry David, who wrote the show that made her husband rich, right? Larry David, he's brilliant. I actually like Larry David. He's funny, he's blunt, right? And I like people that are blunt, because I think that people that are blunt and that are open about what they say, I think they actually are the least racist. Or I ain't gonna say race, I think they're at least hateful, right? Because a lot of people have hate and they hide it, right? But I like Larry David. He's funny, brilliantly funny man. And I ain't taking nothing away from him. But he was on one of those shows about ancestors, and they brought up the fact that his ancestors, and Larry David, of course, he's a Jewish guy, and they brought up his ancestors, and they said his ancestors owned slaves. He's chuckling at the news that he's getting about his ancestors. They presented to him, they show his ancestry. He said, oh, he's laughing. Damn, my ancestors owned slaves. That's the chuckle that when he found out that they were a part of the slave trade. Like it never went viral. You know what I'm saying? It was never an issue. You know what I'm saying? It was never a problem or anything. Nah, it's just he chuckled and he went on about his business as a rich man, a very wealthy man. It's interesting though, because if found out that any black person, because there was no black people that had anything to do with the Holocaust, not one. There's none of us, none. But there were many people that had to do with slavery. They had to do with redlining. They have to do with 360 deals. They have to do with the pipeline to prison. They have to do with experimentation on black men, right? They have to do with a multitude of different things, black codes, right? All of these different things, the owning, selling, auctioning of slaves, buying of slaves. We can go do trace root lineage. And all I'm saying is the fairness of reality is to address all of these things equally. But see, our problem, because I'm not putting it on that community, the issue is ownership. Our problem is that we don't take ownership for collective systematic empowerment. Collective systematic empowerment. Who create the tropes around black people, which are the most dangerous tropes? Look at Apple pushing out another slave movie with Will Smith. Apple. Look at, the Woman King movie about slavers. Another movie funded, no problem. Who owns Wakanda? Oh no, I know we like it. We about to go give a lot of money to Wakanda, me included. But who owns it? See, we start to find a common thread. Who owns Wakanda? Who did Ryan Coogler have to go talk to when he signed his deal to direct Wakanda? You got to know what's going on. So this is why there's this feeling and there's these issues between two communities, because there's never been an honest conversation ever on the mainstream platform that wasn't biased. Never. So there will never be any resolve until that happens. There has to be guilt. There has to be some guilt. That guilt should create change. See, the problem is that when you're talking to the old people, they stuck in their ways. You got to talk to the young people and make them feel guilty. But see, this is why they want to erase history, because they know young people are different. These Gen Z, these Gen X's, they different. They learn about something, man. They feel a higher level of ethics and morals. So they say, man, y'all can't teach these children about history. No, because they go want to actually produce change. They too influenced by black culture. Oh yeah, we got that influence. This generation is different than your grandpa generation. Look, white people always love to see us dance, sing. They sweat at the opportunity to see us do it. But now they want to be, they always want to be us, but it's a different level of influence now. Like music is at the high level of influence. It's just we don't own and control it. We can't control who gets put out. They put a little Ice Spice in front of you and everybody's saying, do you think I'm feeling you? Why? Because they put millions of dollars behind the campaign to push something in front of you. Not that the actual song was a good song. It was a one-line hit. See, they got us so stupid that now we got one-line hits that are everywhere. And we got all of these talented people in our culture, but then we justify everything by, well, that person is getting a bag. Man, just because they getting money don't mean that is good. What does that mean? But see, when we justify everything because we are trying to move out of poverty from oppression. Well, that person is not being oppressed. Well, that person is getting a couple of dollars. So what we're saying is that then anything they do for the money is okay. They can sell their soul. I don't care. They can sell out all black people. I don't care. They can put the most negative, stereotypical tropes out there. I don't care. What's the most negative tropes that are out there against black people? We know that it exists in every single song. So you can talk about murder and killing black people. You can talk about, right, all of these different things. Nobody has, listen, look at Charleston White, right? Charleston White has went on record and disrespected every rapper he could think of. And everybody can think of, yet black media still picks him up. Black media still interviews him and things of that nature. Right? But Andrew Tate got canceled. He's a half black man, got canceled fast because he was gaining too much influence and he was talking about a power structure. But why is there no collective against Charleston White? Because he's talking about black people. See, when you are anti-black and you talk about black, there's no problem with it. Whether it's truthful, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it's negative or not. As long as you're not talking about anybody else besides black, then it's okay. Kanye West didn't get canceled for putting a White Lives Matter shirt on. No, because that's not enough. Adidas would never end a relationship with Kanye West for no shit like that. Is you crazy? They hit y'all with the Ice Spice. You thought I was feeling you? Black Quarter Munch. Is you crazy? They would have never ended it for nothing like that. They didn't even consider that to be an issue. They said, is you crazy? Thought I was feeling you? That's what they hit us with. But then he said something against the other brothers, and they said, listen, I don't know what you thought this was. We ain't them. They said, listen, I don't know what you thought this was. We ain't them. Nah, you ain't getting away with this. But I just want us to understand that a lot of the stuff that we see in media is the most dangerous because media don't matter. It matters in the sense that they have power, but the narration that they are able to spell into the mind is far from what reality is. And whatever media puts out, people believe because they don't have time to think. You know, me and Billy Carson will be doing our first live show. This was the major announcement. It was me and Billy Carson doing our first live show in Atlanta on election night. Election night. It's limited tickets. Text that link. We just opened it up just now. So make sure you get it. You got to text Forbidden to 323-577-6692. Right? Now, we're going to be breaking down some heat. You understand me? When tickets sell out, there won't be any more, and it won't be live streamed as of now. So this is going to be a one-night only event. Me and Billy Carson episode got 3.5 million views. You know, it's different. We ain't had to do no negativity. We were just sitting there and just chopping up knowledge. That's all we did. All we did. And see, but not one black media site picked it up. Not one black media site has ever written anything about high-level conversations. Not one. No, they don't mind writing about a Carisha, please. Because there's no value in it. They don't mind writing about some of these other things. But if you are actively creating value We talking about programs, you know, we have programs that reach 10,000 plus students. Ain't no black media care about that shit. They like, so what, nigga? You doing something positive. When you do something negative, come holler at me. They say, man, you too smart. I've been told this. Some of your favorite podcasters in the world, they done told me. They say, man, nah, your shit too high level. It's too smart. They want dumb nigga shit. These niggas is the most anti-black on the planet. We celebrated, though. I ain't think that is. It's them because they take on the identity of their bosses. They know their bosses don't want to see that shit. They know that they don't want to promote that shit. But see, we proved the game. We proved the game was different. They said nobody want to hear it. Well, how we get more views than your weak ass then? No, you just not smart enough to keep up with it. Come on, man. These niggas ain't good. When you see us plastered around, it's because we pay to do that. We make sure that we get our voice out there because we intelligent enough that we know we got to fight. But they not doing it out no goodness. If it was up to these niggas, they wish we didn't exist. Let's be honest. They hate the fact that we got platform. They hate the fact that we got influence. They hate the fact that we're pushing people up to higher levels and now their audience want more substance from them. They hate this shit. I'm telling y'all, they hate it. If they can cut our lights off, they would. How do I know? Because they won't do a single thing to help. That is their way of closing the gate. They see it and be like, all right, I'm going to look over here. I ain't helping you niggas. This is crazy. All y'all try to do is good for black people every single day. What the hell is wrong with y'all niggas? They can't understand it. These niggas are stupid. And I mean stupid, slow, dumb, remedial, yellow butts. No intelligence. Can't hold focus, attention, can't build a business to save their life. They have no value for you. All they can do is be clowns, get you to joke and laugh and take your attention away from what's actually valuable. So you can watch them for 1,000 hours and your life wouldn't change 1 minute. Matter of fact, it's going to get worse because you're being distracted from the things that are of value. Come on, man. Ain't a person in here that can tell me I'm lying. It ain't a person in here that can tell me I'm lying. We all know this to be true. But we also know that, well, if we continue to push more negative stereotypes and tropes, do more ignorant shit, create more conflict and issues, beef with each other, talk shit to each other, well, this toxicity will be spread. So now we can utilize that to convert. We can put ads on top of it. We can get sales. We can get money. But now that you're stuck in this, you got your bills. You got things you got to pay. You got to take care of your family and kids. So now you have to continue to be negative in order for you to survive. So now your very wealth is connected to your own people's oppression. Come on, man. It's just a game. We know this. I ain't saying nothing that's not true. Everybody know this. And see, that's why I respect them people on the other side. They would never allow this to happen in their community. They'd never allow negative stereotypes and tropes to be played against their people consistently every single day. They'd never allow that. So I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at what we allow because we ain't got no fucking standards. Where's our standards? Ain't none. As long as you getting money in the culture, you cool. Let's be honest. So, you know, I hold myself to very high regard because I know I'm of the 0.01%. I know my brothers that do similar things and then our peers and they put pressure on the culture. I know they are of similar cadence. When we create things like BWO and high-level conversations and we do this shit at a high level, it should be praised and shouted at the mountaintop. So I said ain't no fucking OGs because these niggas ain't doing nothing. They being gatekeepers, and it ain't even a gate. They just at the gate at Massive's house. You niggas don't even own the house. Y'all just holding the gate open. Or closed, rather. And what they try to do, this the game. This is the game. They say, well, we'll let maybe 1 or 2 in. We'll give them the power so that they can control the rest. So we control everybody through them. So the gatekeepers create more gatekeepers. But they don't have no problem if you an ignorant little nigga and you doing similar things that they doing that's negative. Matter of fact, y'all niggas come on in. Hold on, you positive niggas. Wait a minute. What's up with this financial shit, man? Y'all scamming or something? Wait a minute. So these niggas can rap about scamming, but you asking me if we scamming for teaching financial literacy? I gotta make this shit make sense, man. The nigga's whole song is about scamming. Come on, make this make sense. No, because they don't want you to be giving no real value, man. These niggas is actually the fucking termites. They the blood suckers in our community. These fake ass, weak ass gatekeepers. They will die before they put you on their show. They will die before they give you an opportunity or write you a check to advance your program. But they will follow you all day, take your information, and then try to regurgitate it to make themselves look good when they need a PR press of positivity. They want to stand next to you, steal your ideas, hoping you ain't got enough money to fund it yourself. Come on, man. I ain't doing nothing but giving up the game. That's why they don't be liking me sometimes. They say, man, I can't control Keys. Why would I put them up there? Why the fuck would you need to control me? Why would you need to control me? You see, that shit started back in them Roman and Greek times when the young boys used to come up and they had that spirit, a revolutionary. What used to happen, this is literally what they used to do. They used to turn them around, right? And they would rape them, sodomize them, so that it would destroy that militant mindset, that revolutionary mindset, that rebellious mindset that they had. Then they would teach them all their ways so that they can keep the same exact system going. It's the same thing they do now. They try to put you in your place. They want to kill that rebellious spark. Man, you're too radical. Radical for who? Who am I radical for? Am I good though? Is it a good rap? No. These people might not like you. Well, how about you push for this shit to happen? There's no collective, systematic organization. I'm not the results of reading books. I'm the results of being out in the streets, being on the front line, moving, getting experience, being a part of Muslim mafia armies, getting training since I was a young kid, right? Going through multiple court cases, being locked up tens of times, getting back on my dean, studying, making mistakes. I'm not just this ain't just no book smart. This is street and life smart. You know what I'm talking about? Like I done been through, I'm from Oakland and St. Louis. I done been through and traveled through the hoods. So this ain't no excuse either. I didn't come from a two-parent household where everything was good. My parents are divorced and they've been separated for years. My father wasn't always there, but what he did told me, I held on to. My older brother who taught me everything, he locked up to this day going back and forth, suffering with mental issues and illnesses and things of that nature, right? Like this ain't everything was smooth and good and this is the product. No. This is me going through the same life situations as everybody else, but deciding that my mind is the one thing that I will never let them have and continuously building it up. That's what this is about. You don't just get this in those books. You got to literally be out there. I did all of it. I didn't wear the many hats. Now I'm at this point where, yeah, the family work with me. I got family businesses. I got responsibilities. I have to do running businesses every single day. Him 500 say, do the work challenge. I told him that's my lifestyle. So all I do is work because there's so much work to be done. This is drop your nuts and walk outside, stomach in, chest out, head up. That's what that is. But see, they don't want us to be free enough to speak. Why would I give Keys a platform? No. So Keys created his own. I could sit there and I could be complaining, hollering at the moon. You understand me? Ain't nothing gonna change. So I said, what I'm gonna do, man, they talking about they don't want to put this type of talk on their platform. Well, I'm gonna create a platform that can rival their platform. Okay. And I just wanted to do it just to prove it, but also to create an opportunity for you to be able to go and check out all of this information and knowledge at a high level. Now I teach people how to increase their production, increase their aesthetics. I don't get information to hide it, I get it to reveal it. It should be 18,000 people in here. It should be 800,000 people in here. Watch the world change. Give these niggas all the attention in the world. Shit gets worse. It gets worse, not better. That's why y'all here listening to this, because we know we need a change. So when I see this shit, I don't just think about, oh, Kanye said something. Oh my God, he's the worst in the world. That nigga ain't never talked about, he ain't never rapped about killing a black man, ever. I ain't never heard Kanye West rap about how he hunt black men down in Chicago and how he contribute to the high statistical rate of murders that exist out there and how he's making communities worse. I've never heard him to rap about that. So I've never placed him in that category of the most ignorant rappers. There's a lot of niggas I don't want to see have a platform because I know they are literally demons. Not my words, it's they words. They said their environment made him a demon and they go celebrate that shit. Look at Jeezy. The nigga ain't sold dope in 30 years, but he can't get nothing else to rap about. He gotta keep rapping about dope, even though it destroyed nothing but lives. That's all it did was destroy lives. There's nothing glorifying about that. Imagine a Jewish rapper rapping about the Holocaust. Nigga, the crack era was a Holocaust. Go out, did you not see how that destroyed us? So when we rap about our own destruction, the Ronald Reagan era, because we had to survive, so we turn into demons and sold goddamn death to our people, and then we rap about it and sell that to our people, then entertain everybody else but our Holocaust. That's not what that community does. I respect them. They don't do that shit. They'll never do that. The fuck they look like rapping about their Holocaust to entertain the rest of the world. Never would they do that. It is only us. We're gonna make fun of it. We're gonna capitalize off of it. We're gonna exploit it. And it's not like it's going to make anything better. Come on, let's be honest. Let's be honest. So this ain't about Jeezy per se. He's just another person. He's just another man. It's not about him. When I use these words, yeah, I'm using these names, but it's not about him as an individual. This is about cultural. And this is why I'm going to leave on this last point that I always love to point out. There's a difference between race and ethnicity, and you have to really understand this. Race and ethnicity, right? Do you know the difference? See, we may be a part of the African race, what we consider in America the black race, but all our ethnicities are different. Your beliefs, your language, your geographical location, right? Your values, right? Your religion. We all have different ethnicities. And see, the most dangerous thing about this culture right now is they realize that we don't read enough. We don't really know how to define words. We go with our feelings. So when they say, listen, we're doing a diversity program for black men, but which ethnicity of black men? Man, don't tell me not to come for Jeezy. You just heard what I said. Y'all can go on with that shit. You understand me? I said what I said. You understand me? Because what I say is true. When I stop saying shit that's true, then come for that. Right? Ain't nobody coming for the individual. I'm coming for the whole collective. And if people don't like it, then make a switch and make a change. I like the fact you're talking about real estate, but at the same time, nigga, being a snowman is being a dope man, and being a dope man is being a death dealer, and that's it. Deal what you want to do with that. Right? But ethnicity is different. Ethnicity is different groups inside of black. In my ethnicity, they never want to see people of my ethnic background with my beliefs, my language, right, my religion, right, my custom and my values ever get a leg up. Ever. My sexual orientation, my masculine disposition. So when they say, yo, we got a diversity program that includes black people, they're not saying all black people, just particular black people who fall under different ethnic groups. So if your ethnic group comes from this background, then it's okay, you're included. But oh no, you black, Muslim, conscious, aware, warrior, masculine brothers, y'all beliefs and systems and customs is different. This don't include y'all. There's nobody who can show me, even though we went through a whole Black Lives Matter, you can't show me one bill that was directly for black men in America. You can't show me one legislation. You can't show me one thing that companies put out and be like, yo, this is for black men because we want to increase black men in positions of power. None. But wait a minute, wasn't the whole movement about black men being killed? So how did we benefit? How do we benefit? Last time I seen, Judaism got classified as a nationality. There was a anti-Asian bill that was put out. There was a women's bill that was put out, right? There was LGBT bills that was put out, but black males in America specifically ain't got shit. How, if we have the highest rate of the worst statistics in America in every category except suicide? So we got the highest cancer rates, the highest violence rates, the highest gun violence rates, the highest homicide rates, you know, the highest prison population rates, right? We got the highest rates of all the negative statistics in America. Go look it up. So how is it that there is no focus on the one category of people who actually have it the worst? Statistically. It's because they don't fuck with y'all. They don't fuck with y'all. And you telling me that this is the biggest story in the world, a tweet? That's what you're telling me is the biggest stories in the world. An interview? No, not the systematic issues, not the industry-wide issues. Those are not issues. The issues of black men having issues with their catalogs and their contracts, that's not a problem. Nah, but if a nigga do an interview and a tweet and wear a t-shirt, that's the problem. That's the white supremacy. Man, that shit, y'all niggas busters. Straight up. Straight up. Tell them I said it. Y'all some busters, because y'all know y'all part of the problem. That's how I see it, and that's how I'm forever see it. If y'all don't like it, strike it. It is what it is. That's why they don't be wanting to have real conversation with real ones, because they don't want to be called out on their fake shit. I ain't got no problem with doing that, though. You know what I'm talking about? So here we are, and going on 2023. We in the future, y'all, but we dealing with past shit, because we ain't past it. We in the future, and this is why kids be talking about Web3. I hate when he talk about that shit. Why? I'm trying to teach y'all about things that disconnect you from the ownership structures that you complain about. I like the idea because it's supposed to be for people at the bottom class that's dealing with the power structure of people who own the current systems. I'm trying to teach you. I'm teaching you the knowledge. Who is Mansa Musa? I don't need to see another goddamn story of emancipation. Teach me the story of the father of modern military genius, Hannibal Barker. Put that on screen. They don't want you niggas to think like that. They ain't gonna make no film about Lavator Toussaint. They don't want you seeing yourself like that, fool. Well, when Shaka Zulu was the first black movie that I seen that showcased them African warriors out there. They ain't never made a remake of that. Put a new show out like that. No, because it is not about the empowerment of the black man whatsoever. They don't want to. They look at all the black people that was gonna put Kanye West on had to apologize. But all the white people is running up numbers on Kanye West right now. Lex Friedman running up numbers on Kanye West right now. And everybody saying, you brave, you gave him pushback. Man, he getting paid and his platform is getting bigger. Tucker Carlson, the Pierce dude in the UK. All of them, they get to run up numbers. Nobody asking them to take that shit down. Nobody asking them to apologize. Nobody. Did I miss something over the last few days? So you got to understand the war is about you. It is completely against you. That's it. It's against you. That's it. Nobody else but you. I just want you all to understand that. And once you understand that fact, things get better. Because at the same time, there's nothing to complain about anymore. There's only power to go get. There's only independence to be had. We all have to get our minds to this point where we're building the dynamics of business, right? We understand the intricacies of politics. We understand the science of warfare, the science of agriculture, the science of engineering, so that we can build and do for self. Your children, stop letting them goddamn, when they're young, get them in front of some engineering and some coding classes. Stop letting them grow up to want to goddamn just go fucking be a rapper. They gotta build something. The laziest shit on the planet Earth is everybody becoming fake psychologists and can't even deal with their own problems. How is everybody going to school for a psychology degree and all this mental illness exists in the Black community? You come out of school, you a whole psychologist, and you still can't find your purpose. Ain't no money in that. Ain't no power in that. Psychologize that. So what we doing is the most important work right now, and ain't nobody can tell me different. What we doing is the most important work right now. On that weak ass African American studies, that ain't the real history. I can give you the damn history myself. You can go watch high level conversations. That's a master class you can never learn in college. By the time we done with this and these seasons that we put out, see, all we need is more budget. Make sure everybody show up to me and Billy Carson show, Forbidden Minds, high level conversation, live audience at the Capitol Theater. Doors open right at 6:30. Make sure you're there early. Get your VIP tickets. Them things should be sold out in Atlanta. Election night. Why? Because what does the vote mean? And we're gonna break this shit down. Look up the root of the word vote. It's the pledge to a deity. They become your God. See, all of these political pundits ain't never talking about nothing that matters. I don't hear none of them talking about real financial and economic issues. They gonna push to y'all the sensationalized headlines. Stacey Abrams is literally running on abortion. That's her thing. I never thought that by 2023, the most revolutionary thing a Black woman can run on would be abortion. I'm just saying. We got to think about that. Like, this is, I look at the culmination. It's not just the year of 2022 going into 23. This is a culmination of all the work of our ancestors, all of the suffering, all of the things that we've been through. And this is where we at. This is where we at. Yesterday, we had a good call in the BWO, man, introductory call. And was going over business and mental engineering, and we was going over all of the different statistics right now. You understand me? Over inflation and how to do business and how to set up your supply chains and how to, set up the order and structure of your life in order to start getting results and not just information. We got so much goddamn information, but what are you going to do? Cut off the Netflix, cut out the bullshit. If you only need to watch one show, go watch Black Magic on YouTube. Go watch High Level Conversations. Go through Earn Your Leisure. There's only a few shows that you need to watch. Go listen to Trapping Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? With Wall Street Trapper. Go watch that. There's not so much out here that you need to pay attention to. Only things that feed your mind, that feed your grind. If it has nothing to do with your goals, then it is a distraction and it's taking you away from it. So I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. But I don't want to see y'all continuing to fall into traps. I'm not gonna celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, we gotta look at these things, right? Black media has a responsibility, right, to start putting out things that are of a positive culture and that are influential and progressive. Because I'm not blaming no other community. I'm not blaming no Jews. I'm not blaming no Asians, no Mexicans, no whites, nothing. I look at ourselves. That's it. I'm not blaming them. Y'all might be mad at them. I'm not mad at them. Shit, what else were they supposed to do? They did what they were supposed to do because that's their culture. I'm mad at us for not doing what we supposed to do. This ain't about no ye. You know what I'm talking about? This is about us getting to that highest level. That's what this is about. So I appreciate y'all being here. You understand me? You want to join BWO? Text BWO to 323-577-6692. Get my live coaching. You understand me? Not only today we doing a physical exercise, so we actually gonna be doing a workout today in BWO because it's about financial, physical, spiritual, right? It's not just a one thing. Because if you really want to change your life, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If anybody wants to change their life, there's a few things you need to look at. You have to look at it from a biological level. What's going on with you physically? Because what happens to you physically is happening to you mentally, right? Mental health is brain health. You got a messed up gut, which is directly connected to your brain. Then you're trying to figure out why you depressed? Well, the food can cause depression. So if you get yourself together biologically, you gonna be great. Now, spiritually, right? Because something can be wrong with your spirit, even though everything is good with you in the physical flesh, right? Because that goes towards your morals and your values and doing things that are aligned with who you really are and your nature. But if you don't know yourself, then you can't grow yourself. So we teach you about who you are on the spiritual level. You need mindfulness. You need meditation. You need a system that keeps you aligned with who you are morally. Because when you start doing things against yourself morally, you start to kill yourself. You start to have these internal fights where your shadow self is like, bro, I don't know you no more. I don't like you no more. This is not connected to my spirit. So on the biological, then you have a sociological level, which is your environment. Your environment is stronger than nature. If your environment is negative, then it's going to have a negative impact on you. So your sociological, who are the people you're around? What are the things you're surrounding your mind with? Are you in the sun? Are you around nature? And then on the psychological level, what is that you thinking? What is that you reading? What is that you're intaking? What is your information diet? How do you affirm yourself? How do you think about yourself? What is the belief? What is the vision that you have set up, right? When you think about who you are and where you want to be. Are you surrounding yourself with things that are of an enlightening matter? If not, psychologically, you're going to be messed up. You're around people who don't do nothing but trauma bond with you. Get that shit out your life. I don't want to know about your problems. We're not about to sit here and gawk at the world all day and complain about issues and problems and bringing me down. But I promise you, there is no person alive that's going to be in the wrong or not feel successful and happy if sociological, psychologically, biologically, you understand me, and spiritually, they all connected and they all together. But if you find issues in one, you're going to find issues in the other. It's a trickle effect. Listen, I'm going to see y'all in Atlanta. I will see you in Atlanta November 8th. I'm on my way to the UK this weekend. But I'll see you in Atlanta November 8th at the Capitol Theater. Get your tickets. Link in the bio, and or you can text Forbidden to 323-577-6692. Once you get your ticket, screenshot, man. Show some support. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm 19 Keys. This live will be saved on YouTube. So go to YouTube and subscribe at 19 Keys to tap in. I appreciate it.